Welcome to Pre-Snap Podcast, presented by LineStar app. Here's your host, Casey Bubba and Scott Bogman.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Pre-Snap Podcast, brought to you by the wonderful people at LineStar Sports. Make sure you check them out on Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar NFL. And most importantly, download the app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Everything you need in the palm of your hands to build your winning DFS lineups. It's for all sports, and there's lots of sports going on right now, and you're going to need it more than ever with 2-game Saturdays, 3-game Sunday, and a Monday showdown for Wildcard weekend. We're going to break it all down for you the next few episodes. But before we get there, you can follow me on Twitter at BDentric and my co-host, as always, on Twitter at Bogman Sports. Scott Bogman, how we doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to watch the Raiders win a game. Let's go Raiders. Come on. I mean, I'm not going to pick them, but I am going to root for them. I'll say that.
And I just want to give all the listeners, you lovely listeners, if you either watch us on the LineStar YouTube channel or you're through your wonderful ears, a little heads up on the schedule for the week. We had some technical difficulties, so we've rearranged things, but we think it's going to be better for you all as a whole. We're going to do a Saturday-only show, a Sunday-only show, and then a Monday showdown show to get you ready for it. So if you want to listen to stuff together to combine slates, whatever you want to do, but there'll be no separate picks and bet show. That'll be with the DFS content. So if you're looking for all the fun stuff, which you might want, because Bogman and I both went 10-6 against the spread and over-under last week. We're dart throwers, apparently, Boggs.
Yeah, look, week 18, the hardest one to pick, and it was our best week. So we'll take it, man. You know, only took 17 weeks to figure the NFL out, right? So here we go. We're in the playoffs now. It's the second season time. Let's go.
Yep, massive wild card weekends. Like I said, Saturday only, 2 AFC games. We'll do our picks and bets right now, and then we'll follow it up with the DFS if you're trying to keep along at home. But Las Vegas goes into Cincinnati. That's why Bogman's making his jokes. He wants his escalator of sadness, all that wonderful stuff.
Is that how I sound?
No, but that's how it sounds to me.
Madness.
Yeah, don't get me started. Cincinnati minus 5.5, over under 49. It's a rematch of the game earlier this year in Vegas where Cincinnati dominated.
Yeah, I mean, look, I want to like the Raiders here, but it's really hard to like them. They're on the road against the Bengals, who have been playing excellent football on their way into the playoffs. You know, they just beat a dominant Chiefs team at home. The Raiders snuck in against the Chargers. You know, not really snuck in, but they won the game in the last second to go to this game to avoid the Chiefs, really. So, you know, it was a big win for them. But there's still a indoor team playing outdoors in 30 degrees. I think there's like a slight chance for rain. Probably not going to happen though. But it's a nasty AFC North home game for a dome team. So I don't like that. Number one, I don't like putting things on Derek Carr's shoulders. Right? Joe Burrow has been a murderer recently. And look, Mixon won them this game last time. He had 30 carries. Absolutely dominated the Raiders. Look, the way the Raiders win this game to me, Bubba, is if they put pressure on Joe Burrow and force him into mistakes early and make him press. I think you need to come out of the gate smashing Joe Burrow. You need to bury him. You need to blitz, and hit him and rattle him and force him into mistakes. They can do that. Will they do that is the bigger question. I think the Bengals win this game. I don't think that the Raiders get on their horse to score enough points either. So for me, I'm going to be taking the Bengals. I'm going to be laying the points, the 5.5 here, and I'm going to go under 49 because I think the weather is just going to force us into a more running attack. And that's pretty much what the Raiders have on offense right now anyway is just Josh Jacobs. I know Darren Waller's coming back, but he's not going to be 100%. The receiving game just isn't fantastic outside of Renfro right now. So for me, it's going to be the Bengals in the under.
I'm going to go Bengals and under as well. It's supposed to be below freezing, 10 to 15 mile an hour winds. Doesn't bode well for the California kid and Derek Carr. But more importantly, you mentioned it. I watched a lot of that game because it's where I live. That's all I had on ABC or CBS that day was the Bengals and the Raiders. And the Raiders were in most of that game, like you said. They kind of shut Burrow down. It's like the only bad game he's had the last 2 months when it comes to fantasy purposes, at least. But Mixon went wild, as you said. Same flip side, though. The Raiders will have Waller back. He played last week, got 9 targets, only 2 catches. I blame Carr for a lot of that. But the week against the Bengals, he had, I believe, 7 catches on 8 targets or 6 catches on 7 targets, something like that, and actually had a big game. I just don't think it's going to be enough. They're going to need a ton of Zay Jones. They're going to need some Renfro. They're going to need a lot to happen to beat this Bengals team that, since they met up in Vegas, is clicking on all cylinders. They've been winning pretty much playoff games the last couple weeks anyways to get to the dance before they took last week off. So I'm going Cincy. I'm going under. I think this might get ugly for the Raiders. I might be over excited about seeing this Bengals team show up, but I don't know if they got what it takes here. But remember, they made that field goal as time expired last week so they could play the Bengals instead of play the Chiefs. So let's see what the Raiders have for this one. And then the other Saturday game we have is New England at Buffalo, the third time this year. Buffalo -4, over under 44. The temperature is supposed to be around 0 at game time.
3 degrees. Yeah. 3 degrees and overcast, but at least they're both, AFC East teams used to this nasty weather.
Yep.
Look, this game to me is just going to be a Bills beatdown. And we talked about it on this show ad nauseum this year, Bub. What did the Bills do that was so wrong early in the year? They refused to run the ball, even attempted. They just gave up, abandoned it. It got them into some big trouble. But we've seen Devin Singletary run the ball 20 times the last 3 games in a row. And these have been Bills wins, and they've been winning going away recently too. So I'm going to take Buffalo at home. On the other side of the ball, I just don't trust a rookie quarterback on the road in the horrific weather to pull out this win. You never want to count Bill Belichick out, and I completely understand that. And, they did win earlier this year in some nasty weather, but I just don't trust Mac Jones to put it all together. He ended on a low note last week in the regular season as well. So I just think the way the Bills have been clicking, I think they're peaking at the right time, specifically on offense. So I'm going to take the Bills in this game. I'm also going to take the under in this one because that nasty weather, I think, is going to lead towards a little bit more running overall in this game. So give me the Bills, give me the Patriots, or the Bills. My God, the Bills in the under. Blech.
That's just Bogman already nervous because he picked the Bengals, so he can't even focus on this game. But this game is going to be awesome to watch. For one, you're going to see all the NFL montages, like the smoke coming out of their mouth from how cold it is. I'm going to be like in my chair wincing every time I see a hard hit because just knowing how bad that hurts right now in that weather, because these are 2 physical football teams. So I guess it's going to be an awesome game to watch, not an awesome game to play in. I like the fact they're running the ball, as you said, and we saw the blueprint to beat them last time was run the ball. Singletary had a big game. He didn't run as well, but they stayed dedicated to it. He actually beat them in the passing game. So I believe 6 catches on 7 targets in the passing game, which could be huge. Little dump offs, basically another aspect of the running game as it comes down. So I'm going to go Buffalo as well. But I will say, if there's anybody that you want to see a third time, it's not going to be Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
So, I don't care if you have a rookie quarterback or not. He dominated you, only passing it 3 times the first time. You guys beat him up pretty good the second time. I wouldn't want to face him a third time. They don't have a choice, obviously, but that's terrifying in that sense. And I'm going to definitely go the under because of the weather. I think it's a slow-paced, physical game. Both these teams know each other very well. A lot of back and forth. So I'm going to go Buffalo in the under as well, but it's going to be a darn good football game. All right, let's get some DFS action in here, Bogman. We'll go game by game on these 2 real quick for us here. Cincinnati at hosting Vegas. What do you like? And let's do them together. And you have New England and Buffalo. Quarterback-wise, you got Allen Burrow, Carr, Mac Jones. Who are you looking at a quarterback?
Allen Burrow sounds like a really good quarterback.
Sounds like a heck of a law firm.
That's right. Allen and Burrow, right.
Yep.
I think if you're gonna pay up, give me Burrow, right? Over Josh Allen in the weather. I'll take Burrow against the Raiders, but I kind of like getting a cheap QB here. So Derek Carr at 5,800 is going to be my guy. I don't want to reach all the way down to Mac Jones here, but 5,800. I mean, you're saving, $1,500 over bumping up to Joe Burrow. So I think that's a massive savings. That's going to get me a better wide receiver or running back that I actually do want. So, and we expect the Raiders to be losing most of that game, so they're going to have to play catch up a little bit, and garbage time is all the same, and you're never going to turn it off in the playoffs. So, give me Derek Carr as my quarterback out of these 4 picks here.
Yeah, I like Burrow for me. I have no problem with the car concept, especially saving cash on both sides. You're saving a good amount of money there. I'll find my value elsewhere, hopefully. But I do like Joe Burrow on this 2-game slate. On FanDuel, I could see paying 600, or on DK, I could see paying 600 more for Allen. FanDuel, that $1,000 gap makes a bit of a difference, especially because overall in this entire weekend of action, FanDuel is actually priced up pretty well, where there's a lot of value on DraftKings, a lot of value. So I'm going Burrow on this one just because I think this team is rocking and rolling. I don't mind pairing Burrow with Mixon either. It's not a big deal, but I could see the car appeal because the only way that the Raiders have a chance in this game is by throwing the football. So I'm with you on that as well. But I'll go with Joe Burrow at quarterback on this 2-game slate. Who you liking at running back? We got Mixon, Jacobs, Harris, Singletary, maybe some Ramondre Stevenson. Who knows?
Yeah, I want to pay up for Mixon. Like we already said the last time these two teams played, he dominated 30 carries. If you do expect the Bengals to win this game going away, then you expect a lot of running in the second half. You never want to really take your foot off the gas. I get it in a playoff game, but if Mixon is working and he's picking up big chunk yardage like we expect him to, that is who I want in my backfield. And I mean, I want Josh Jacobs just because I think he'll get the work, but I'm okay to go down to Singletary. He is $800 cheaper as well. Don't really want to mess with Stevenson or anybody lower than that. They just don't really interest me. So for me, my pairing that I like the most is probably going to be Mixon and Singletary.
Yeah, I'm with you. I love Mixon because the beauty of the way he dominated the Raiders last time, he didn't even do it in the passing game, which we know he's very, very good at doing. So he might even get you more fantasy production if they have to go more to the passing game. Maybe the Raiders keep it close or something. You never know. So I like Mixon quite a bit. He's kind of far and away the best one here. I like your call on Jacobs, though, because I think he'll get kind of overlooked in this mix. He could be a nice tournament adjustment. Same with Damian Harris. Harris, no one's going to roster him. No one's going to against this Bills team. And he still will probably get 20 carries in this game or close to it, give or take. So he's going to get his touches. All he has to do is fall into the end zone, which he's been doing a lot lately. It's an option. But for me, I like Mixon. I like Devin Singletary. I'm with you. Singletary's doing it, like I said, through the passing game against the Patriots last time they faced off. That was the one game he had 10 carries. Other than that, he's had, I think, 19 or more carries in 3 of the other 4 games.
Yeah.
So he's just been a monster back there. Touches galore, fantasy goodness, finding the end zone. Like if I had to pick between Singletary and Mixon, I'd take Singletary probably just for the savings. Wow. Just because I feel confident what he's going to get touch wise. Where Mixon, you never know, it could take like 2 bombs to chase, and they're like, oh, we're going to rest Mixon or something. Like anything can happen because they're blowing out the Raiders. Where I think New England Buffalo is going back and forth in like a heavyweight fight. But if I got to pick them 2, Mixon, Singletary for me. Singletary is my favorite back on this slate. Wide receiver, lots of options. Bogman, who do you like here?
Yeah, I mean, I actually I don't want to pay up for the big guys. I mean, Jamar Chase is obviously always a great option. So is Stephon Diggs, right? These guys have tougher matchups though. Like Casey Hayward, a top 15 corner, probably going to be clamped on Chase. So I'd rather go with Higgins, even though Higgins is a little nicked up. It might be Tyler Boyd. If Boyd is on face-on is terrible. So I think it'll be more Higgins on face-on. So that is the matchup that I want in that game. I mean, they're going to try to get Chase on him, but I think if you're the Raiders, you got to lock up Chase because we just saw him beat Kansas City single-handedly. Also, Diggs and J.C. Jackson. I mean, J.C. Jackson obviously lost this battle last time they played, but I do like J.C. Jackson a little bit. So I like Hunter Renfrow. Once again, the same reason why I like Derek Carr. If you expect Cincinnati to win going away, you expect lots and lots and lots of passes from Derek Carr. So Hunter Renfrow at 6,400, one of my favorite buys. Higgins at 62 is pretty decent. I don't mind Tyler Boyd at 46. Zay Jones at 4,000 should be on the field a bunch. Gabe Davis at 3,900, I think, is an excellent option. We saw Braylon Edwards get some targets in the red zone last week at 3,300. May not be a cheap option as well. But my favorite option on this slate is definitely Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, I kind of echo a lot of what you're saying there. I like Chase. You can always go to Chase if you want. He's got that over the top. Could just go bonanzas on you for 78 and 82. Diggs, I just don't think there'd be a ton of passing, but maybe I'm wrong. So Renfrow would be a great option. I love T. Higgins, especially if you're using Burrow. I love T. Higgins in this matchup. But the other guys I'm looking at here is the value players in this one. You mentioned Zay Jones. I've been loving Zay Jones. He's 4K and 5,300 when it comes to this slate. I know he's 4,200 for the whole weekend. A little price difference there on DK, but he's got 7 or more targets in 5 straight games in 6 of his last 7 games. He's got 5 or more targets in 7 straight games. He's got 5 or more catches in 5 straight games. He's only found the end zone 0 times in 5 games. So it's like he's bringing an awesome floor to your game. He just hasn't found the end zone yet. If he could easily, we've seen Zay Jones in the past go over the top on defenses and get the job done. If he finds the end zone just once, you're going to get paid off in a big, big way. So I love the value with Zay Jones in this one.
And you can tell they're just off. Like watching that Sunday night game, they were
time.
just a hair off. It's going to be tougher to do it on the road. Of course, you said there's a little wind in this game too, but they're just a hair off. Like,
and they're going to try it though. You know, you're going to get 2 or 3 chances at least.
Yeah.
They're going to go deep 2 or 3 times at least. So he's connecting on one of those. Could happen. And Brian Edwards, I like it as a discount if you want to keep stacking up the Raiders. Not a problem there at all. So good options there. I think Cole Beasley is one because I think the short passing game will be involved in Buffalo. So 4,255 for Beasley is another cheap one to go with. Maybe your expensive running backs and mix, and maybe we'll go to expensive tight ends. Or if you do pay up for Chase, I got no problem with that. But that's kind of the angle I'd go to at the receiver. All right, tight end. You got Waller, Knox, Henry, Uzomah.
Look, I'm not paying for Waller. I'll just say that. I know he had 9 targets last week, like you already mentioned. He has just not looked right since coming back. I think he's a little bit rushed. I don't think he's 100%, so I'm not paying for him. I'd much rather go with Knox at 51 and 6,000. Uzomah, a decent one too at 35 and 52. I don't hate Moreau at 31. I think he's decent. Hunter Henry, an okay value at 45 and 59 as well. So Knox is my favorite, and my cheap option would probably go to Foster Moreau.
I have no problem with Darren Waller. If guys want him as his first game back, he hadn't played since week 12. I'll kind of notch it up to that. They really took it careful with him to get him back, and they needed him. They only brought him back because they had to win. That was the bottom line. They didn't have to win technically, I guess. They could have tied, but you know what I mean. So I have no problem going with Darren Waller. My value is CJ Uzomah, though. I think if you want to go like Burrow, Mixon, Uzomah, it's a very affordable stack. And Uzomah at 35 and 52 is even cheaper, actually, on the full weekend slate. But Uzomah has been sneaky good, similar to Zay Jones. He's just not finding the end zone right now. But he, again, 6 or more targets in 4 of his last 5 games. He has 3 or more receptions in every single game. He's getting the red zone looks, just no touchdowns. No touchdowns at all. He's scored 5 or more PPR points in 5 straight games. Knocking to the end zone there, double digits every single week. We saw what he did against the Ravens earlier this year when he went nuts for 2 touchdowns and all the goodness there. So at $3,200 against the Raiders defense that is atrocious versus the tight end position, I can definitely see going that route if you so choose. All right, defense, Bills, Bengals, Pats, Raiders, who you got?
I mean, I think it's 2 different schools of thought here. I think in a cash game, I'm just going to take Buffalo, right? Buffalo against a rookie quarterback. In a tournament, I'm going to go with the Raiders and hope that they get to Joe Burrow and start harassing him. And they're going to save you some money too, because they're the cheapest option here. So for me, those are my 2 choices here. I'm either going with Buffalo or I'm going to go with the Raiders and play the low ownership percentage.
I like Buffalo in either format if you want to pay for it. I have no problem with that at all. I like the Raiders' idea because Max Crosby is a menace and he can get through anybody. So if he gets back there, sack, fumble, whatever, I could easily see it happening. So I don't hate the Raiders call. At the same time, I don't hate the Patriots either because I think a lot of people are going to take Josh Allen this week. A lot. Yeah. So playing the Patriots, like I said, Billy Belichick, 3rd time through, he's going to know what he's game planning for. And I have no problem putting him in there. Like Josh Allen, we've seen him on the big stages so far in the postseason. Not quite there yet. I'm hoping he gets there this year. I really do. But he has shown some jitters at times. Yeah. So I think the Patriots could be another nice tournament play as well. All right, folks. Saturday, 2 games in the books. That's simple. Go to LineStar app, download it, all that good stuff. Get all the other information you need there. They have the stacks tools, the values tools, the lineup optimizer, all that good stuff. If you want to play showdowns for each game, if you want a full DGen out, they have those options for you. If you want to combine stuff for multiple slates, they got all that too. So go check that out. But we'll be back with you guys tomorrow with your Sunday slate. So for now, check out LineStar on Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar NFL. Bogman at Bogman Sports. I'm at BD Entrick. Catch you guys next time.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to Pre-Snap Podcast, presented by LineStar app. Please like, comment, subscribe, and rate for good karma in your fantasy